everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina, and today we are going to be using the Robotz Cricut cartridge. What a cute cartridge. I got this really because I want to do a mini album for my son when Robotz. I have the Cricut Cosmo paper line, so I thought this would be awesome to make robot shaped tags and little decorations and stuff for a mini album, and even for scrapbook pages of my son when he was little. But I wanted to play with it a little bit first before I started. So what I did was I worked on this robot number 2, which is on page 29, and I counted all the little pieces, and it's 21 pieces to put together this robot. So I did that off camera because I knew it was probably going to take me a little while, considering it was my first time putting one together. So I put him together. He's cut at 3 1/4 inches, and I thought we would just make a card out of him. So let's get started. First, we're using a piece of Pure Poppy paper tray ink cardstock, and this is cut at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And I'm not going to do the regular score at 4 1/4. I thought we would do something a little different today. So let me just get these pieces out of the way here. So what I'm going to do is, on your score pal, right after the 2-inch mark and right before the 6 1/2-inch mark, there's little dots here on the, I don't know if you can see it, but right on the score pal, and we're going to score on those lines. Okay, so let's get this out of the way, and I'll show you what we do. So what you do is just fold your score lines, and this is going to create a gatefold card. Like that. Super simple. And it still measures 4 1/4 by 8 1/2, or 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 rather. So let me show you what I'm going to do to decorate. I thought we would just start on the inside of the card, and what I did was, on my computer, I just typed out "You're out of this world." Ha ha ha, you're out of this world. And I'm going to use my ATG gun to adhere this down, and this is just going to be my sentiment, which is going to be on the inside of my card. And we're going to line that up right in the center. And I cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay? And then I cut some red pieces at, this one is 1 1/2 by 3 3/4. And this one is 1 inch by 3 1/4. And the only reason why I did was because this actually wasn't centered. I kind of just winged it when I was printing it. One of these days I'll make a template on my computer on where to put stuff to make a 4 1/4 by 5, or 4 by 5 1/4 template for when I'm doing stuff like this. But I used Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop Element 6, I think it is, and that's what I use for all of my digital scrapbooking and cutting out stuff for the cutting cafe and stuff. So anyway, that's the inside of my card. I'm just keeping it nice and simple. And then for the outside, what I did was, this is, I have extra of the Cricut Cosmo pattern paper. So I just cut 2 pieces, one for each side. And what I'm going to do is, before I adhere them on, I took a piece of the paper tray ink stitched ribbon in the Pure Poppy and just add some of the red line, or the red tape to it, and I'm just going to center the ribbon on both pieces. Go. And I'll do that on the other piece too. Wasn't quite centered. There we go. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is adhere those right to the front of my card, and I'm just going to use my ATG gun for that. And I'm just going to put a strip down of it. This is just something a little different than I normally do, so mix it up a little bit, right? Make sure that's straight. So there we go. So it makes a cute little fold. And then what I'm going to do is just take some the Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, and I'm going to adhere them to one side, which will be this side, of our robot. We don't want to do both sides, otherwise you're not going to be able to open up the card. And let me put one more piece right on his little hand here. And then we'll just center him right here, just like that. So there we go. There's just something a little different. Thanks for watching another episode of Creations with Christina. I'll see you next time. Bye!